everyone, and welcome to the LAM Christmas workshop. It's kind of become traditional that at this time of the year, because I know you've all got hours and hours of present wrapping ahead of you, that we show you a much more interesting and fun way of doing it. So, my volunteer today, your second LAM workshop. Indeed. First one was about 16 years ago when she was 18 years old, turned up at an event, and I suspended her on the stage at the Clapham Grand.
It was amazing.
Absolutely.
I believe I got left up there as well.
You did.
I don't quite know why I've agreed to this, but you know.
But there we go. So what we're going to do today is mummification with pallet wrap, some tape and a few other bits and pieces. Can I have a quick show of hands? Who has done any form of mummification before? A few of you? Cool. Obviously, there are many different ways of people doing things. There we go. Thank you very much. Many different ways of doing things. I'll attempt to explain the logic of why I do it this way. One of the reasons why I do it is that it avoids an awful lot of accidents, but I'll talk about that in a second. The first thing, of course, make sure you have your safety shears available, okay? While we hope never to need to use them, having them at hand is the responsible thing for both parties, okay? And that works from a bottoms perspective as well, because if you're playing, you are responsible for your own health and safety as well. So if you don't see a pair of safety shears come out, then don't start the play. Simple as that.
I've got toasties on.
There you go.
My rib cage.
Yep.
Now I'm not bouncing around.
Now, if you are claustrophobic in any way, shape or form, really sorry, this is not the play for you, okay? Simple as that. If you are playing with someone and they say they are claustrophobic, do not think that that is an opportunity to say, I can fix you of that problem, okay? Because I guarantee you I don't think you can, okay? Kink can be incredibly therapeutic. Do not use it as a form of therapy because it's a crutch that you don't want to be relying upon. So, I have my safety shears. I have my demo bunny. The device she's laying on is called a spinal board, okay? I would normally say I'm lucky enough to own this, but I'm actually observant enough to own this, okay? And to explain the difference, about 15 years ago, I'm driving to a job through Brixton, and at the corner of my eye, I saw this yellow board outside a second-hand shop. And just because, you know, having a name like Cosmic ordering is second nature, a parking space opened up that I literally, at 40 miles an hour, pulled straight into. So I went to the shop and said to the guy, that yellow thing at the back, any idea what it is? No, I've no idea at all. How much do you want for it? Does a £5 seem fair? They're about £150 when you could buy them brand new, because they're a medical assistance device. Now the good news is we worked out a long time ago that they are not a safe design, and you want the ones that split and form around the person. So all of the paramedics in the world suddenly had to get rid of their big yellow plastic spinal boards, and all the bondage enthusiasts had an amazing time, okay? Sadly, this design is no longer available, but if after today you go, oh my God, I really want to try that, drop us a message, we'll lend you our spinal board, okay? We don't use it permanently. So, I've got my spinal board, I've got my victim, you're all happy, aren't you? For some reason, lull them into a false sense of security, okay? Be the nice person while they can still move. Wait till they're completely restrained. So, what I'm going to do here is create a cocoon by wrapping around the board using a combination of cling film, pallet wrap, and finally finishing off with parcel tape. Each layer is going to get slightly tighter as we go through, okay? which obviously will give that corseting, hugging sensation. We start off with regular standard domestic cling film. Okay, the reason why we do that is that an awful lot of the pallet wraps have a sticky adhesive on them, and it literally will pull your skin off. Okay? Exactly. So we're going to start off by just clipping that on the board. He says, got the chair leg in the wrong way. There we go. And we're going to go round and round. And this is where the cling film is, look, the cling film is split, but exactly. Just stop, wind the excess off until it gets back to the original run, he says. I think it has.
Happens to me all the time.
But the good news is we only need this one for that initial layer. Because all you want is just to keep the safest non-adhesive layer against the body. And then the main grip and restriction is going to come into play with the pallet wrap itself.
Is that what you get at the airport when they wrap up the suitcase?
Yeah, same stuff for wrapping your suitcases when you go on holiday. And oddly enough, that process is to prevent you getting bed bugs from other passengers.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't, not a penny. So, in 2008, when they started doing that, someone complained about the environmental cost of doing it. And by 2010, I published a note that said, if you're traveling and you don't want to get bed bugs, this is what you should do at the airport. And the service just started up and went global again.
I always heard that it makes them more likely. It makes your stuff look suspicious.
Oh, yeah.
More likely to check it.
Actually, they're not, because TSA are less likely to break into it. Could you do me a favour? Could you try and ease that out a bit? And what I'm going to do is, there you go. Now, my office have been nice and they've got the non-glued stuff this year, so
Oh, lovely.
that'll be a bit easier for you. And we literally just wrap round. Now, if you had consent beforehand and that kind of connection with the person, you can pop some toys inside or put some vibrating objects, etc. My only advice is if you are doing that with someone, make sure there's somewhere for the fluid to leak out at the bottom.
Exactly why I just went to pee. 'Cause
Exactly.
And me just being stuck in here, leaking.
Uh-huh. Okay, put your hands exactly where you want them and you're
Yeah,
comfortable.
but is there like a,
For the next 20 minutes, there was fine.
It's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah. And actually, if you are anywhere on the spectrum and you soothe through weighted blankets or cuddles and hugs, this is like your perfect all-over body hug. Stick the headphones in, blindfold, whoo, off to your happy space. So, we just keep wrapping this round, keeping it as tight and taut as we can, because while an individual layer of pallet wrap, it's all right, don't need that anymore. Yeah. While an individual layer isn't particularly strong, by the time you've put multiple layers, it becomes very strong indeed. In fact, the suspension that we did 16 years ago was actually in cling film. So I tied her in rope, tied a harness of cling film around, and then removed the rope. So the only thing that's keeping her looking like an angel, because of the wings on the back, is the cling film.
It's one of the comfiest moments of my life.
Oh,
Everyone was pointing and laughing at me. It really didn't matter. It was so chill.
well, they were laughing with you rather than at you, to be honest. Okay. Now, for incredibly obvious reasons, today I am not going round the head or neck. Okay? Now, if you happen to own a device called a pussy snorkel, which is a set of tubes you put in your nose, comes round the back of your head, you can do the head. Okay? As long as the pipes have access to air, the person can breathe through it. If you don't own a pussy snorkel, do not assume you can get away with a pair of McDonald's straws, because the bore of the tubes and the length of the tube is specifically designed so that you get gas exchange when you're breathing, okay? If you were to take like a 10-meter long hose pipe, put it into your mouth, the volume of air that you're rebreathing in the tube will quite quickly kill you, okay? We're not going to do that with you, are we? No. Good. Now, because of what I'm doing here, I kind of want a good 4 or 5 layer coverage minimum. And nice and tight. And having a second person to lift over can be useful, but I don't think we need that today. Okay. Are you feeling restricted? We're not even all the way there yet. So, nice layer of pallet wrap. It should feel thick enough that it's quite strong, and actually with this, I can actually lift her up with it. Okay? Now the fun part. Okay? With the parcel tape, you want to really pull it and bring the tension in as you go round. Can you feel that tightening?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can, Cosmic.
Good.
Oh my God, it's so warm in here.
Yes.
I don't think I should have worn latex.
Possibly not. And remember, your skin breathes. So, it used to, doesn't at the moment. And therefore, we don't want to put someone in this level of bondage mummification for like 12, 24 hours. A couple at the most, depending on how comfortable you are doing this kind of thing.
It will save on a pizza. Maybe to just be consistent with the right?
Could you do me a favour? Do another roll on that one.
Straightening out my back.
Oh, it will do. Okay.
21 just for my posture.
Yep. That way we'll get double coverage on the tape.
Uh-huh. Oh, the knees. Don't press the knees.
Uh-oh.
Oh my. What a time to be alive.
Yep. Exactly. I think someone's platform shoes on Christmas Eve are going to be full of soot anyway, aren't they? You're not claiming to me you've been a good girl all year, are you?
I have been the best girl.
Uh-huh.
Santa knows my boys.
You mean you've not got something in your sack for her for Christmas? Sorry, dad jokes, like, they're a lamb thing. Watch the archive on YouTube, it's full of them. Right.
Oh my.
Now, how's that feel? Oh,
It feels like it looks, I think.
good.
It feels...
Now you can see with the tape on, there's very little give. Okay?
Oh my. Yeah, I don't think my back has been this straight since a long time. I've got too much of an arch. I'm very good at arching. Permanently once, isn't it?
So there we go. We now have a person provided as a present. If at this stage there were devices inside them, I would recommend starting to tease them mercilessly in any way that you could. As I said, the caution is don't wrap completely over the feet because, you know, you've got to get somewhere for the water to drain out. Okay, so what can you do with someone when like this? Do you mind standing up and grabbing that end for me? In fact, I'm going to step over. Right. You ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god. Okay.
So,
Yep.
if we want to take her out somewhere, very easy. And you ready? Over that way?
Oh my god.
Okay.
My head.
And just, yep.
Thank you.
And just to show you how strong that is. Okay. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
There you go.
That was, I quite like being upside down. It's much more comfortable being upside down than being this way round, actually.
For some people, yes.
I quite like it. I like just being suspended, I think.
Well, maybe we'll do both. We'll suspend the board with you hanging from the bottom of it and another person tied to the other side. That would be cool. So, when you're done, got to remove it, okay? Now, the way I would recommend is put your fingers under and using the safety shears, slowly snip or slide the blade upwards. Now, don't worry,
Oh, I trust you. I trust you with my life.
good. Although, I think the last people who said that regretted it.
It's like, you know when you're on a roller coaster and you sort of hate it while you're on it, but then it's over and you're like, oh, but I wanted to go round again. It feels like that right now.
Yeah. But the problem is you've got to kind of go to the back of the queue and start again.
Yeah. If you haven't done this, you should. It's very fun.
Now,
It's strong, isn't it?
yep.
Do you think I would have been like, they would have taken me in DHL?
Oh, almost certainly.
Is that appropriately packed?
Yeah. It would depend on the, as long as you had appropriate payment for your fare. I mean, what is the cost of transporting a human being? I should know, having been investigated for the crime. But as I hadn't committed it, I can't tell you how much it is to tip a person. There we go. And if you ever wanted to make a pattern for reproducing a demo bunny, that all comes together.
I need to make a dressmaking job.
That's how you do it.
Is it?
Wrap the cling film round, pallet wrap, gaffer tape round the outside and cut it off.
I just
I think he's got other plans.
Who's in charge?
I don't know. I really don't know. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dead simple. Something comfortable, lie them on, cling film, pallet wrap, parcel tape, whatever you want to do after that, as long as you've negotiated it. Literally knock your socks off. So, there you go. As I said, if you ever want to borrow our spinal board, just give us a shout. We're quite happy to lend it out. It's pretty much indestructible. I just can't offer to give you a demo bunny along with it. But there we go. Yep.
It's not a hot weather activity.
It depends. If your sub or bottom likes it sweaty, it's a hot weather activity. Okay, so, but equally think about it, because some people who don't like getting overheated definitely want to do this, don't want to do this in the summer. And equally in the winter, for example, if we were to take her outside and rest her on top of 2 snowmen or something like that, it would get cold quite quickly as well.
And you do sweat,
Yeah.
so that would get colder.
Yes.
And only the spinal board, not a 2x10, but a plank of wood.
Yeah, a couple of planks of wood, the leaf that goes in the middle of a large dining table, something of that kind of nature. And rest it up so that you've got access all the way around and through underneath. You are going to sweat doing this. It's just one of those tasks that is very intense, but enjoy it.
I like it.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm so happy.
And equally, actually, if anyone is staying for the after party and you want to try this at the after party, well, we've got the tape, the pallet wrap, the cling film. Help yourselves. Okay?
If you're thinking about doing anything, this is probably the safest place you could try something like that, and it was really fun.
Yeah. Because if anything did go wrong, you've got all of us around as backup. Okay? The problem with playing at home and in private, yeah, it's a great experience, it's very intimate, but should something go wrong, you don't have someone to immediately call to for help. Okay? And invariably, particularly when we're all learning to play, then actually having someone to turn around and say, did I do that right? Was that appropriate? Is there a better way of doing it? How can we kind of make this happen the best possible way? So I'm a big advocate of that.
I'm a bit embarrassed by this. At my age, I've got a demon in one leg.
Uh-huh.
How will I be able to play with a little bit of that? Would you tilt me up?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We can just go chunk and drop it up so that you're at the right angle, whatever works for you, if that makes sense. And again, yeah, and great that you...
If you're constricting fluid, I don't want to build up in my leg.
Yeah. In which case, this might not be for you. Or alternatively, yeah,
General question. I don't think it's for me, but it's a general question.
if you've got one leg that's a problem and one leg that isn't, then wrap only the one leg, if that makes sense. And
Yeah, that's true.
top marks for identifying that as an issue that might not be appropriate for you, because actually, from a tops perspective, if I said, oh my God, can we do this? And you go, I'm a little bit worried about my leg, then actually you're telling me that you're not that kind of eager to jump in and play and take amazing risks. You're self-respecting enough to check, okay? And that is massively undervalued in the world, okay? So thank you for bringing it up, because otherwise I couldn't share that point with people, okay? From a tops perspective, there are risks associated with playing with people, okay? You've automatically said, I'm working to reduce those risks, okay? So that is a massive green flag for a top that wants to play. Make sense?
It makes it safer for you.
Yeah.
You can be more comfortable knowing that that person isn't just going to say, yeah, I'll do anything you want to make you, like, it's good.
As we said last night when we were chatting, neither of us will buy a plane ticket for another person. And you want to know why? Because all the people who are getting busted for human trafficking, it's because they've bought plane tickets for other people. So if the bar has been reduced to such an incredibly low level, you're really going to need to spring for your own airfare because it's not going on anything that traces back to me. Simple as that. And maybe it's autistic logic, but it works for me.
Responsibility of buying your own plane ticket, self-responsibility for your own health,
Yeah,
everything.
simple as that. So, as I said, the kit will be here this evening. If you want to have a play, more than happy. Stick you in a corner, get on with it, or if you actually want someone to help you, I'll find one of the crew to make that happen. So, if you could put your hands together and thank Alessa Savage for her savage. I always say Savage.
I know
Savage.
loads of people do.
It's
fine.
savage.
It's savage.
I know you're savage, but I
You've
didn't
got
want to
Alessa
call you
by
that.
it. Some people say Alyssa.
No,
so
Alessa. There you
it's
go.
a rose by any other name, isn't it?
Exactly. Outside of that, we hope you have the most awesome festive season, okay? But equally, we appreciate that it's not a festive season for everyone, okay? So if you are looking for things to do, talk to people in the kink groups, okay? Talk in the Telegram group. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do it this year, but we usually do a live stream that is recorded for Christmas Day, because we know a lot of people don't have those traditional relationships with their family, and therefore we'd rather give you some content to enjoy rather than thinking, oh my God, the whole world's having Christmas and I'm not.
I usually stream every Christmas. This is the first year in about 8 years that I'm not.
Yeah,
But I usually live stream every Christmas.
yeah,
This year it's going to be New Year's instead.
yeah. And it's what we did from 2020 onwards. With the lockdown, we moved the event to live streaming. Even though we could hold events again by the Christmas, there were a whole bunch of people who couldn't. So putting something in place for them became important. It's now become kind of this really crazy tradition. Yes, it does live stream at 3 o'clock so that I compete with the king. But I think that's perfectly acceptable because, quite frankly, he's only going to talk about his garden and I'm going to talk about fun kink things. Okay, so thank you very much indeed, and thank you to Alessa, and I hope you have an awesome day.